What's up, everybody? High Rev 90. I just started this channel calling it content commentary. You see my other channel, check it out. High Rev 90 DIY. Been working on cars, all sorts of stuff, 35 years, ever since I was 15. Tree work, surfboards, fiberglass, grinders, just cars. 30 years, 35 years, 200 plus vehicles experience. Anyway, this guy's talking about why it's a bad idea to use a grinder sharpening your lawnmower blades. So we're going to hear him out. I'm going to comment on it. This is not going to be critique. I'm not doing this channel to critique anything. I'm just doing it to comment, share information, just give everybody out there my knowledge. And maybe you kids, I'm 50 years old, and you younger kids, learn what you can learn, man. We've got one life to live on this planet. So again, this is just more commentary. But what I am going to say is I'm going to tell you why it's okay to use a grinder. Maybe not this particular one he's using for lawnmower blades, but every grinder has its purpose. Check out my other videos. You'll see it. The three different types of grinders that all mechanics need. That's on my High Rev 90 channel, High Rev 90 DIY. So let's get into this. Let's check it out. Shucks. Well, let me grab a beer real quick, and we'll have fun with it together. And I've watched this guy before. He's a great. He's got some cool stuff. Don't get me wrong. I've seen a few of this guy. I did tree work for 12, 15 years full time, and still do it to this day. I started when I was about 18, 19 years old. Crazy job. It is the second most dangerous job next to crab fishing or any type of open ocean fishing. Anyway, let's check this guy out, see what he has to say. Here we go. I guess, yeah, press play. Here we go.
Hey guys, if you're using one of these to sharpen your mower blades, you're probably doing more harm than good. Stick around, I'm going to tell you the right way to sharpen a mower blade. If you like to...
All right, first off, just for the video's sake, cool intro, man. Beautiful landscaping. Looks like the guy, I'm guessing it's his house. It's beautiful. You know, he's got some retaining walls, and it's just, yeah, cool intro. That might be his intro for all his videos. This is the first one that I've seen from very start. You know, like all of us, we scroll through looking for the information we're looking for. So anyway, yeah, cool intro. Let's see what he has to say.
Videos on my channel, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you stay on top of all the new videos I have coming out. So the cooler fall weather is here now, and I like to take advantage of this time to start doing some maintenance on my equipment now that I'm not mowing my lawn as often as I was this summer. A simple thing I
fairly
like to do
short
is
video
start
too.
sharpening my mower blades. The reason why it's important to keep your mower blade sharp is a sharp blade cuts your grass clean, and that promotes growth, whereas a dull blade can actually tear the blade, and that can actually stunt the growth or even promote disease.
And he is correct. He is correct. If you folks have seen it, you know, you're cutting grass with dull blades. After you cut it, the next day or two, you'll see brown streaks starting to go down the blades of the grass. It can promote disease, but in all reality, grass is extremely resilient. It's strong. You get grass going, it's so strong, it will basically strangle out weeds. It will kill the weeds over time. So he is correct, but it's not something that anybody should even worry about. One of the main things you want to keep a sharp blade on your lawnmower is it lowers the strain on your lawnmower itself. The grass is always going to grow. It always grows. Weeds grow, grass grows, trees grow. and grass has been around for hundreds of millions of years. So it can cause disease. Nah, use the right grass at the right time of year. And I'm speaking from experience and knowledge and education. I learned under one of the best certified arborists on the planet. And it's not entirely something to worry about. But let's carry on here.
It's really important that you keep your blade sharp at all times. So more often than not, I see people using an angle grinder like this to sharpen their mower blades. That might seem like a really simple, fast, easy way to do it.
It is.
Remove a lot of material.
If you know what you're doing.
That's not actually the goal here. The goal is to actually just sharpen a new edge on your mower blade. Another reason why I don't really like using these is to hold that proper angle and see the point of contact where you're actually doing something to that blade is kind of a guessing game. And at that point,
not so much of a guessing game. The edge, the original shape of the edge shows you the angle that you need to go at. Again, this particular grinder he's using, you can get away with it if you've got a lot of practice. But in a way, if you're using this particular one he's showing here, yeah, you can do some damage. It takes practice. There's no doubt. So practice on a scrap piece of metal. He's right about that. But if you know what you're doing with this tool, and you check out my other video on how to sharpen a lawnmower blade with a die grinder, or maybe something to that effect, according to the title, you can get away with it. But yes, with this particular tool he's holding, you can do some damage. You just got to practice, get good at it. Here we go.
It's a little bit too late once you've already done the work. Now, if you have a lot of damage to your blade from hitting rocks, like big chips, at that point you might want to consider using a bench grinder, or even possibly sending it out to have a new edge ground.
Okay, here he said bench grinder. Same thing he's holding in his hand, except it doesn't sit on a bench. You put the blade on the bench and that vise he has over there. Or no, he doesn't. I thought it, yeah, that looked like a vise. No, it's not. Anyway, you can use yourself as the bench grinder. You can be the machine. Hold your arms rigid and just be careful. Go easy. Problem with these angle grinders here is that they're running at a set RPM. If you can get one adjustable, you know, you can do it. I did, check out the video I did it with a die grinder, air die grinder, and you can do a lot of stuff with that thing. You can get pretty precision. So moving on here. It's almost like, I hate to say this, but it's almost like he's afraid of this tool. And everybody is. When I made surfboards, man, using the heavy freaking grinders, dude, you will destroy. You can destroy some stuff real quick. That's why you got to take practice. Be afraid of it. Respect it. You have to. And even when you get good like me, you still have to respect and be afraid. Because you can hurt yourself, hurt the piece that you're working on. And you got to have respect for the tool. You know, just, it takes practice. Nobody said it was easy. Nobody said it was easy. Here we go.
It takes a little bit of skill to put on a new edge on a blade like that. And if you work too hard on one side for the damages and don't do the same amount of work to the other side, that's where you can run into some problems with balancing. The reason why a blade being perfectly balanced is important is because an off-balance blade can cause a lot of vibrations in your mower. It can ruin the engine, and it can definitely ruin any of the bearings you have on your shafts. So,
okay, he's correct. That is if you take 4 ounces off one side and 1 ounce off another side. It's, you all know when you're running over sticks and rocks, whoever, you know, people run over stuff, and just cutting the grass when it loads up with moisture and it gets super heavy, the amount of abuse that those lawnmowers take, unless you're grinding 4 ounces off of one side of the blade and 1 ounce off of the other, and you set it off balance that much, if you've got to grind that much to get your edge good, then just throw away the blade and get a new one. It's, so this, I'm debunking it, you know, not criticizing, but I'm saying it's just, it's not the case. I used to install brand new blades on chippers, And you talk about needing to be balanced. And, you know, the machine shop would machine the blades perfect. And we had to torque them, full torque sequence. Long story short, unless, you're taking off super amounts of material, you're not going to worry about it. What you need to do is, if you're just trying to sharpen it up, you're going to end up taking maybe a gram off of each side max. So if even. So anyway, let's go here.
So it's really important that after you're done sharpening a blade, you balance it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And what I like to use to sharpen my mower blades is...
And I'm curious to the end of this video how he's going to balance this blade. Which is, hey, nothing wrong with it, but we're not building engines here. This isn't, we're cutting grass. Come on, we're not building a vehicle engine, even a stock engine, where crankshafts need to be balanced and, camshafts need to be machined to exact specifications. And so here we go. Here.
A tool file like this. You can pick these things up.
Okay, yeah, here. I saw the other part of his video. Here we got the tool file. You guys want to waste your time with this thing? Go right ahead. But it serves its purpose. But yeah, let's move to, he's showing you the file, and now he's going to go, he's got it in the vise. Let's go. Okay, here we go.
Like this, it works great. You can also use a C-clamp to just kind of clamp it down to a workbench.
Okay.
From old grass that's hardened up.
Okay, he's cleaning it up. He's cleaning it up. Man, nothing wrong with that. Clean it a little bit. Not necessary, because you're only working on the edge. You're only going to work on the edge of the blade. So if you want to do all that, go right ahead. That's cool. Let's move forward to him actually sharpening the thing with his file. Let's get to there. Okay, here we go.
A file like this actually does not take that much time. You just grab it with two hands.
Yeah,
in one direction,
right.
In a nice even stroke.
I've been there, done that.
Maintain that angle as much as possible. In just a matter of minutes, you can get yourself a nice clean edge. Now, you're not looking for something razor sharp. You're not shaving your face with
matter of minutes.
You're just cutting a grass.
Bullshit.
You just want a good, sharp, clean edge. Nothing with any dings or dents or rounded edges.
Okay, now you can see. Let me...
to damage your grass blade.
Okay, here. You can see that one part just to the right of his file. That's very dull. I can see it right here. So problem is what he does. He said just a matter of minutes. Okay, how many minutes? How many minutes are we talking? He's going to tell you matter of minutes. And the guy's doing something right. He got 3.5 million views on this freaking videos. Happy for him, stoked. But yeah, this is, when we used to do coconut trees, yeah, you sharpen your machete with a hand file. But that blade is pretty bad off, man. I would take a machine to that thing. But here, this is what I'm going to say. Watch this. Okay, see, right there. Right there. How did that go from all of a sudden? See, here's where that fancy editing comes in. You went from super dull to that. And look, he's still got nicks and scrapes all in his blade. You can see it. So, again, trying to not critique so much. This guy knows some stuff. I've watched a couple of his other videos. He knows some stuff, man. The guy's cool. So, but this is not. He says a matter of minutes. How many minutes? 30 minutes? 40 minutes? 80 minutes? I do mine in 3 minutes. So, okay, let's keep going.
This will also have two edges. One will take off more material than the other one.
I wanted to say, too, he's going in the right direction. He is filing that blade in the proper direction. You don't want to go away from the blade. You want to go into the blade, because when you go away from the blade, it leaves a burr, and that burr breaks off. On a lawnmower blade, not critical unless you're cutting golf course grass, but here he is going in the right direction. When you sharpen knives, sharpen chainsaws, I'm going to do a video about sharpen chainsaws. You probably check that out on the High Rev 90 DIY channel. How to sharpen chainsaws. You always take your file and go into the edge. When you go away from the edge, it folds it over, it leaves a burr, and when that burr breaks off, now you got a dull edge again. So he is actually sharpening it properly. My dad taught me how to sharpen knives. I sharpen him his technique, which you go into the stone, you put the blade into the stone, it gets it so sharp you can shave with it. So anyway, he's doing that proper, no doubt. He's going in the proper direction.
I like to finish off with the finer edge. That way, you're just kind of taking off.
See, he's going in the right direction. That is proper.
And giving yourself a good clean, sharp edge.
Oh, my bad. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, that's my bad. Now that I get a close up here, he's going in this direction. He was going in this direction, which is not bad. It works. It really works. We're cutting grass here, man. We're not freaking doing veterinary surgery or anything like that. Once you go this direction, you can remove a lot of material, but then you always got to hone back this way. You have to hone back this way to get rid of all these burrs. These are all burrs here, and you have to hone. This is what they call honing when you go back into this direction with your finer grit stone. So anyway, let's see what he has to finish up saying.
So the one thing that I feel like a lot of people forget to do once they're done sharpening their blades is balancing them. Like I said,
the balance. Let's see what he says about balancing.
Any of those vibrations from an unbalanced blade can do damage to the motor and the bearings.
Again, man, when we're talking, tenths of a gram, no big deal. Unless you're freaking taking off ounces off of a blade, and you have to do that. If it's that beat up and it's that destroyed, just get a new blade.
Different things out there you can buy to help balance your blades, but I feel like it's just as easy to just take a finished nail and put it into the side of your workbench and hang your blade.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
See how it looks.
Yeah, pretty cool. Let's go back to that. I can dig it. Yeah, I can dig that.
Blade on that and see how it looks.
I can dig that. I can dig it. And then, hey, if you got to balance it, you can take weight off of the non-cutting surface, the non-blade side. I can dig it. That's pretty cool. I dig it. Anyway, that's the gist of it.
You can see, it really doesn't take that much time to keep a sharp edge on.
I can dig it.
And trust me, you're going to see a difference in mowing your grass.
All right, I'm just going to end that here. This is the first video for content commentary. Hey, man, this guy, personally, I think he's afraid of the grinder, but hey, when I first started using them, I was too, especially on surfboards where you don't have much more than 1/8 of an inch max of fiberglass, and it can go bad real fast. So it takes practice. Nobody said it was easy. High Rev 90 content commentary. You guys take care now. Peace. Aloha.